Hey guys, it's Heather from Cookies for Breakfast here with the baby number 2 pregnancy week 13 vlog update. I'm really struggling to figure out the lighting in this house. Every time I film a video, I can never get it perfect, but that's just an unrelated note. It's week 13. I've got all my notes in my phone. For this past week, Derek was here for our annual vacation at my parents' house. Excuse me. So obviously I live here, so it's a little bit different than us all coming up here together, but it was just so nice for us all to be together again. He was here for 9 days, and that's the longest that we've been together since we moved in February. The most that we've been together, I think, since we moved, it's probably been 3 days, maybe 4. And that's this past vacation is the longest that we'll be together until we move into our new house, which is now going to be it's going to be done at the end of September, so we'll probably move in early October. So that's really sad, but anyway, it was just really nice for us all to be together. I found out why I was so tired the previous week. I'm trying to think of which. No, maybe it was the previous week before that. I don't know. But anyway, the day that he got here, I wasn't feeling well. And the next day, I got this terrible cold, and I was just sick with it for the first couple of days. It was really rainy, but regardless, it was still really nice to be together, even though I felt kind of crappy and there was bad weather. But it got better towards the end of the week, so that's good. What else? So one of the exciting things that I got to schedule my 12-week ultrasound for when he was here last week. So we had that done, and I should have grabbed the pictures before I started filming, but I didn't. So that was fun to go see. I think at that point I've decided I'm going to go along with not finding out the gender while we were there. I think I'll do a separate post on this anyway, but while we were there, I just kind of had a feeling, and I don't think I want to know. I don't think I want to know until the baby's here, so, which is crazy because I never thought that I'd be that kind of a person. I'm not that kind of a person. I like to know everything in advance, so this is very out of character for me, but I don't know. But everything looked good, so that was good. And that was honestly pretty much it for that past week. And included in this week, well, kind of cheating a little bit. Yesterday, I normally film on Mondays. Yesterday was Monday. I had my regular midwife appointment for the 12-week checkup. And had everything, asked all the questions, whatever, and then at the end the midwife went to go check the heartbeat and couldn't pick up anything. She's sitting there poking around for an eternity and she's not finding anything, so I'm trying not to freak out. I'm like, well, this is awkward. It's probably more awkward for her because she can't find it. She probably thinks I'm freaking out. In the beginning, I was alright. I was like, maybe I'll just take a little time. These things happen. I'm sure there's an explanation. But then she continuously could not find it. I started to get nervous, and she's like, it's alright. She's like, don't worry about it. She's like, this happens, She's like, we're just going to send you down the hall for a quick ultrasound, just to get a heartbeat, and then, you'll come back here and we'll finish the appointment. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's left over from last week. I can't stop coughing. So I had to go down the hall to where they do the ultrasounds. Of course, I'm freaking out the whole time that I'm there. I'm shaking, and I was thinking, I was like, for something like this, please take me immediately, which they essentially did, but I still had to wait there for probably 10 minutes, which was torture. And even before I left the midwife's office, she had to tell the front desk person that I needed, she needed to, put together paperwork for me to bring down to the ultrasound place. So the way that the check-in area is set up, there's it opens to the waiting area. So all the people were out there. And she's like, oh, we can't get, I think, what did she say? We can't get an FHR on Heather, so we're going to send her for an ultrasound. So obviously fetal heart rate. So I'm looking at all the people in there, and they're all looking at me. Probably can, if I heard that from somebody, I'd be like, oh my God, that poor woman, that's terrible. So anyway, and I had just the day before, I think the day before that day, I had found somebody's blog, and they like went, I think, for their 12-week appointment. And the same thing happened, and the baby was gone. So I, of course, was freaking out, thinking about that, thinking about a couple other stories like that I've read recently. I mean, we had just gone for the other ultrasound a week before, but you never know what can happen. Like, just because it's fine 1 week doesn't mean it's going to be fine for the rest. So I was just totally freaking out, waiting in the area. The lady finally took me. She was super nice, which I'm sure, they know that the mom is freaking out in these situations. So she's really nice. As soon as she put the wand on, she's like, oh, well, that's why they couldn't get it, because the baby was spine up, and I guess the Doppler can't go through bone to pick up the heart rate. So she said there was no way that the midwife would have ever picked it up anyway. So she picked up the heart rate, everything was fine, baby was moving around a lot, and heart rate was 157. So yeah, that was quite the scare. It was terrifying. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. I don't know. It seems like it could. I'm actually surprised it never did with Benjamin. Because all it takes is the baby to be spine up. It's just kind of crazy to me that doesn't happen all the time, and I've never heard about this before. So yeah, so that was kind of the heart attack of the week. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Really, I think that's pretty much it. I talked to the midwife about like mood, if it was like maybe a vitamin D issue or like what it could be. I've also been kind of wondering if I have, so now it's getting really dark in here. This is driving me nuts. It's like a cloud. Oh well. I've been wondering if I have a gluten problem, maybe just a sensitivity. I'm not sure. I don't know. That makes me just feel kind of like tired and miserable all the time. Obviously, I'm pregnant, so that would contribute to it as well, but I've kind of felt like that since even before. So she didn't really have any solutions on that, but she said, try to increase the vitamin D. With the whole prune issue, which is still outstanding, it still keeps coming. She said, have like some bran cereal in the morning. So I went out and got some cereal yesterday and milk, because I don't drink milk at all. Milk really grosses me out, because that's got the vitamin D in it. So I'm going to have that for breakfast every day, and hopefully that kind of cures all of my issues. I don't know, but whatever. So we'll see. I got some information. There's like a great birth network, I guess you could call it. I haven't looked into it too much. I asked the midwife if she had any recommendations for placenta encapsulation, because I'm totally sold. I really want to do it. Derek thinks I'm totally crazy. But I've read enough about it that I really want to do it. I'm now like cooking like a steak for dinner, which if you want to do that, that's fine. That's, do whatever you want to do. That's just beyond what I can handle. But I just want to take the pills. But obviously you need somebody to do that for you. So I got to figure all that out, how that works, because I really don't know at all. One of my recurring nightmare that I had when I was pregnant with Benjamin for almost the entire pregnancy, almost every night, my biggest fear was that I wasn't going to be able to breastfeed. It was going to be, a problem, something bad was going to happen, and that was like my number one concern, because that was my number one goal, is that I wanted that to happen. I wanted to be successful with that, so I would have these nightmares every night about it. And so a couple days ago, I had a nightmare that I went to the hospital. Something happened. I had the baby, but they knocked me out, so I had no idea how the baby was born. And then they just gave it to me, and they threw out the placenta. So I didn't even like saying that word. It's kind of creepy. So they threw it out. So like I think this is gonna be my nightmare of this time, because that's my focus. For I don't know. I guess what I want to achieve, and I'm hoping to achieve. Obviously, the VBAC as well, but. Anyway, so they gave me some information on this birth network of like doulas and people that do that, and like chiropractors and homeopathic people, all for pregnancy in the area where we're moving, kind of. So anyway, I found there's only one person there on that website that does encapsulation. It's $250, so I think that's going to be kind of a tough sell for Derek, but I don't know, we'll see. I really, really, really want to do it. I'm like 100%, like if there's one thing I want to do, that's what I want to do, and I'm really excited for it. So Call me crazy, which I'm sure you will. I know it's kind of off the beaten path. It's a little out there, but if you read about it, it makes a lot of sense. And so at some point, I'll probably do a separate post on that, on like the benefits and why I really want to do it. But I'm really excited for it. So anyway, I'm going to contact this woman and just kind of find out how it all works. So if any of you have done this before, if you've done any kind of placenta encapsulation or anything with it afterwards, let me know how it went and like what you did. Like the midwife said that you just, like when you go into labor, you just tell the nurse, excuse me, that you want to save it and they take care of it, but that just seems like a mistake could be made. Do they refrigerate it? Does somebody come and like pick it up for you? I don't know how that works. Like, does it get mixed up with somebody else's? I don't know. So if you've ever done this and you have any tips or recommendations or even how to look for a provider who does this, I don't know what kind of certifications to look for. Obviously don't want somebody like, cooking this up in their kitchen, like, where it could get mixed up with somebody else's and, it could be unhygienic. It seems like there's a lot of ways that could go wrong. So if you know anything about what to look for or what I should consider or how it worked for you, any kind of details at all, let me know because I'm very curious to talk to somebody who's actually done this. So yeah, that's, I guess, counts as kind of the pregnancy TMI of this video because a lot of people think this is really weird. I think it's totally normal and really exciting, but most people think it's really gross, so whatever. We'll see. I'm excited to do it and tell you all about it and how it's working. But that's not going to be for a long time. It's not till January, so. Anyway, that's it for that. I think that is all. Yeah. I'll just do one of these. Oh my god. Can you guys believe it? Wow. It's frightening. That's really quite large. There's many people who are way more pregnant than I am, even with their second, and they don't look this big. So, ugh. But still holding strong at only 2 pounds, which is unbelievable. I don't know how you can look like this and have it only be 2 pounds. I don't understand at all because the rest of me is still the same size. Not like I've, gotten skinnier arms or skinny anywhere else. That's all gone to the stomach. I have no idea. And I also don't understand how baby the size of a peach can make you look this big. Because if I swallowed a peach whole, it wouldn't look like that. So I don't know how that works, but whatever. We'll just roll with it. That's it. So we'll see you next week. Bye.